I really wish I could be doing something more enjoyable with my life than this, but unfortunately I'm one of the very few people who are prepared to actually speak out against this horrific injustice. This crappy bullshit story about the Tunisian beach massacre defies all common sense. It's very clearly a hoax. Don't be fooled by the number of pictures and the hammy stories you receive, because it's always part of the agenda. They've got these people lined up to be photographed and to tell a lot of shit. The Russians have a good saying, he lied like an eyewitness. Whenever you create a false flag terror event, you need to have plausible looking people to confirm what we're supposed to believe. Okay, this story doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Don't allow yourself to be suggestible and believe it just because the media tell you. Now, this is a common narrative here. These people here are going to get engaged because they don't want the terrorists to win. This is one of the favourite memes of all these stories. And in my opinion, this is an indication that this is a stage-managed event. They don't want the terrorists to win. Now, this woman here apparently was shot so many times. I'm going on the official story. This is not me making things up. She was Alison Heathcote from Suffolk, 48. She looks about 80. And she was shot so many times that apparently in the abdomen, that too many to count. Now imagine that. You've been shot with an AK-47. By the way, an AK-47 bullet is much heavier than an M16. It's a very big bullet. Not only would it make a big entry wound, it would make a massive exit wound. If this woman had truly been shot multiple times in the abdomen with an AK-47, she would be dead. She would be dead. And the idea that you can be shot so many times by a man who's apparently already killed up to 40 people and injured another 40, when he only seemed to have one magazine in his gun, which has got 30 bullets maximum, makes you wonder where this guy got all his ammunition from. I mean, did he have a big stash around the beach area? It's a private beach, by the way. It's extremely hard to run or move around fast on sand. So, and if he was carrying this amount of ammunition, but he isn't. So as I said, if this woman had been shot in the abdomen so many times, too many times to count. I mean, how many times is too many times to count? 10, 12, 20? And her husband, Philip, who's still missing and feared dead. So, I mean, what do you mean still missing? I mean, you know, surely his body should be found by now. I mean, what is it, still on the beach? Did somebody bury it? Did he bury it under sand? And there's lots and lots of pictures here of sort of middle-aged, middle-class, overweight English people. I don't know where they get these pictures from. But these are supposed to represent Daily Mail clientele. So we're all supposed to be indignant because we're all supposed to think, oh my God, this could be me. I could be killed. But as I said, look at this fat woman who doesn't seem to be that badly injured in this picture. And a whole lot of clucking hens surrounding her with a bottle of water. As if that's going to help when you've got 500 bullet holes in you. But remember, for every hole that goes in, another would come out. An AK-47 bullet would probably go straight through your body, as a matter of fact. Although obviously if you were fat as her, then maybe it wouldn't. Oh, and guess what? Despite the fact that there's all the trauma, many people have decided to continue their holiday. And here we have 5 people, 4 of whom are in bikinis, and a overweight male walking down the beach, and there's some head bobbing in the background, presumably of someone else. So, despite the fact that the other day that this whole beach was supposed to turn into a bloodbath, and the sand was covered in blood, these people are now going for a nice little walk on the same beach where all these people were murdered. And this is according to the Daily Mail and what we're being told. Now, if you don't believe what I'm saying, then I suggest you don't believe the story. Because this is what the Daily Mail is reporting. It's being reported as fact. The people to discuss this with are Richard Spillett, David Wilkes and Emin Sinmaz. Okay, these are the people who are writing this story, and the Daily Mail is happy to publish it as if it's fact. I advise you to think very carefully before you believe this. Ask yourself, does this story add up? Having looked at it very carefully and having compared it with other false flag events, I can say with 100% certainty that this event is a stage-managed government psychological warfare exercise.